Stream check. I think I might crash a couple times, so we don't really know how stable this is going to be. But just for the sake of Prog for Prog, we're doing this live and raw. I should change the name here. Okay, updated. Sounds pretty good. Sweet. Alright, so we'll just see how this goes. I'm going to start just finding more and more different streams. And again, I just don't know how much things are going to crash in us here. Seeing a ton of people in Eastern Plaguelands on Prefox's stream. So let's just see who else. Alondo's watch party. Oh yeah, we definitely should watch Amy. So yeah, we'll just kind of see what happens here. I'm excited. Five Sunders Plz should win is the thought. We'll just have to see who else. Okay, so Laddie is raiding. So there's a reason that they're all here, right? They need to get the Echoes of War to start. Ideally, though, my thought is that you just needed one person to get it and you can share it. So everyone is sapping and it's just absolute madness over there. Some people are potentially, oh, no one died in this group. Two people? Two mages died. So now the race starts, they're all running over there. But again, my thought is you only needed one person to get the Echoes of War quest, and then you can just share it. So I feel like everyone being in the setup here is kind of craziness. But it's starting. We'll just continue to find more and more perspectives. This is a hardcore point of view, so that'll be good to watch. Maybe I should just go by this category. Who else? Sometimes it's kind of hard to find the best streams to watch. But I'm interested in finding Frosty's group. I know that he's got a group that's going for rank 1. I don't think he's streaming it though. Should ask. Morty. God bless the Morty stream. We are absolutely blessed. Dolly, so that's the same as Anfall, I believe. No, never mind. Wow, I'm not even following Anfall. See a Turtles. I think there's another one though. Let me see what I can find here. Crit Crush. Cool. Found a stream from him, just that simple. This is a stream we definitely want to watch. So I'm sure there's a better way to like multi-stream. I'm just not that good at that, so let's see what I can come up with. So yeah, it seems like a lot of people were all running together. I'm just a little interested in why. Besides, you know, Echoes of War. Maybe I'm just not understanding enough. So yeah, some people aren't showing their gameplay. And then you have the different hardcore perspective where people just have world buffs out because not going to be attacking each other in this area. So lots of different warrior perspectives. See what else we can find. Just kind of chilling as things get started here. The raid is about to get going. Okay. So more and more people are getting the instance now. It's just a battle of getting to the instance is really the first challenge. So who looks like they're in. Notice the undead trinket and deflask, two very strong trinkets that everyone in the raid should have. Very, very simple stuff to get. And that's kind of the crazy power level that you have that you're going to see at the start here, where these guys, they all have rank 14. Pretty even, consistent comp that you're seeing here, where these guys have 4 hunters, 3 rogues, 6 mages, so lots of control, 3 warlocks. Wouldn't really approve of that, but again, just very balanced comp that you're seeing here. Looks like everyone might be passing on loot. That makes sense to me. So they're killing the middle pack. They're getting absolutely owned by it. First death, rip. So yeah, we talked about how tough these packs are. Look at all the casters that are dying. Oh, right. I shouldn't really go back like that. Look at how the casters died on this pull, right? They do a good first pull here where they use some extra potential engineer cooldowns and stuff to kill this stuff quickly. DPS cooldowns, lots of people use Death Wish. But it's not for this next pull. The Shadow Volley. That's the thing that we always talk about here. Maybe I'll hide myself in this corner. Shadow Volley is just really, really rough. It hit the whole raid. All the stuff hit everyone. And notice how basically all the casters got hit by a lot of the damage. But a couple people didn't. Look at how at the start here, where all the mages and stuff are getting owned, you have some of the priests that are taking like 0 damage because they're farther back. So just Giga Blasted, rough from the start. And this is kind of how Naxx punches you in the face, where you just used all these consumables. You just used your rocket and stuff and already lost 4 people. So we'll just catch up, go back to real time here. This raid hasn't started yet. I'm confused. I see a Kiss of the Spider. I don't know how that's possible. And Morty, probably not real. He doesn't have Kiss of the Spider. Just some thing that shows trinkets. Yeah. There's no way you'd have the phylactery trinket either. So anyways, Dolly's about to get going, looks like. This raid's still stuck outside. Our core raid hasn't started yet. So you're just noting the trend as far as like, it just takes a while to get started. Squawk is about to get going. We'll find a couple more as we go here. Trying to think of different streams. Sometimes it's best to just watch what the other people are doing best. Okay, so Squawk, yeah, hasn't started. Five Sunders Plz. The Turtles is Laddie, we have that point of view. So again, this is where Laddie wiped in the first ever Naxx clear of theirs in 2019. They kill the Retcher fast enough. Notice how no one's popping their buffs. That's the big kind of trend difference that you see in these raids. Very good prayer of heals here where they're able to keep everyone going. Almost deaths, but none. Lots of damage output that they're able to recover from. So blasted there, but again, as long as they're keeping these mobs split. Oh, never mind. A death. Spoke too soon. So that's that. It's so quick. Like deaths in this, they just happen. And again, in a raid like this, they're using a whole ton of consumables at the start, even if they're not popping their buffs. It always is resources being used. Okay, so we have the potential Giga raid that's going now, where it's a lot of people that are experienced in Naxx and know what they're doing. They finally got things going. Again, the start was definitely not ideal, but these guys have popped full buffs in comparison. I don't see many of the other raids that have done that. Um, Looks like Five Sunders Plz is going in now, so they're starting to pop buffs. Pre-Fox's raid haven't popped buffs, they just keep having some deaths. Can we back up and see how some deaths happened? Okay, so they kill that corner pack, and they go too far here. It's going to be the classic case of the double pull. Seen it countless times before I knew right away. I didn't watch the Death Knight video. If you watched that, you would have definitely seen what goes wrong there. So they're just probably going to get some chain fears here. They're able to take care of that, but the little ads are going to be going a little crazy. Some bops happen, but the little ads in the back just killed some people. Not the end of the world though. They did do a good job of keeping the captain out. The mob that spins didn't spin on the whole raid, so at least there's that. Alright, so Blaster Raid is going to start catching up here. Let's watch Five Sunders Plz. First boss kill. Nothing scary, super simple. All these guys are Giga Blasting. So these guys just have one rogue. They have a total of 4 decurses. So 4 decurse is a true speed comp. In a week 1 setting, that's kind of wild. Let's see in comparison. Same thing with this group. So this group has a week 1 4 mage only. Very, very bold. You are trusting on your mages for this. Okay, so they're moving forward here. Some ads in the back doing weird things. You, I guess they ran in the middle and killed both packs? Okay, I didn't really realize that. So we'll see how this area goes with AoE shouts. It's always questionable. So here comes a pack that's trickling in. No one died to that. They did a good AoE shot there, and now they're just blasting. Very good execution. Same thing with another pack coming in. They're having really good control here. Very good execution of that. So final skitter pack that they have to kill. So far, really, really good. The level of blast that you want to see. So let's see in comparison where Five Sunders Plz. So same spot. You're seeing they're doing the gigapull. So first big piece of tech that we're seeing here from Five Sunders Plz. Looks successful. Petri skip is a go. And they're in it. So same thing happened for these guys. Looks like good execution here where they're just blasting down for Alina. Skull and X are dead. And just full pump here. Every bit of damage that they got. This is like the biggest DPS check that they have in the short term. Mexna is a big DPS check as well, but again, Giga Blast here. They're all standing in fire right now, so this is kind of scary, but they're all good. Alright, and they're using potential speed stuff here. Doesn't really look like it though. They got out safely. So just like a second or two of safety, but they did it. Did have one or two deaths here, so it looks like these guys had a little bit more trouble. So this is a little bit of tragedy here. It was pretty same in terms of circumstance. Just felt like this raid couldn't keep up as much. I don't know if this boss didn't have Judgment of Light, but so they had a warrior and their Resto Druid die. Kind of tragic to lose your Resto Druid right here. So two deaths like that. They're trying to res someone, but they just can't. So a little bit of tragedy there. Okay, so pulling these green spiders from a distance, this could be interesting. If one ends up charging, yep. So whole raid is poisoned right here. Oof, so close to a death. Got a good shield on the mage, and they did use EPRs correctly, but that was almost really scary. So I think in comparison, yeah, this raid, did they do the skip? So let's see here what happens. They did the road skip. Madmen. So they pulled all this trash to the side. Only raid that is probably going to do this on day one. Absolute mad lads. This is something that you only will see if you've done it on Era. Takes a lot of practice, and pulling it off did just put them ahead right here. So in comparison, they just are now on Mexna, already pulling Mexna, and the other raid hasn't started yet. So first big piece of tech that's separated, and it was a big risk. Definitely something that isn't super easy, but again, did just put them ahead to start. So the big question is the damage level. Are they going to be able to one-phase this? They got 10 seconds to do 30%. They're right on the edge. This is going to be close. I think they're going to have to be ready to shield wall here. Alright, so it does need to shield wall. At half health, this is kind of scary. This is definitely pucker moment. This is the deciding factor here if this gets a lay. Rip. Main tank died. So, tragedy. We'll see how it goes in comparison here. These guys had the... No, they didn't. So Traegor might be in the same spot, but Traegor's full health. So the difference is that the main tank in that previous raid we just saw, they just weren't topped, right? Going into the enrage phase right there, they were just at 40-50% health. Successfully used the defensive shield wall, but pretty big tragedy to lose your main tank like that. Definitely takes a lot out. So very unfortunate. That right there is like a game changer, and huge risk. So right now, Laddie's fighting Patrick. They did take their buffs out for this. So this is kind of that more Prog focus like that we talked about, where if you're worried about how things are going to go later on, because now the main tank, losing your main tank is going to be rough for some later bosses. That's the big question. These guys, they took their buffs out specifically for something that they were a little bit concerned about. So in comparison, just a lot easier. All right, so tough trash. These guys are having full buffs out for trash, I think that's smart. If you are in Naxx Ramus like this as a hardcore character, they're being extra safe here. You got 40 seconds. Once that's up, they definitely could have pulled these to be safe here. But 40 seconds of waiting now. And that's like the penalty, right? So speaking of buffs being out, 40 seconds left of their buffs are just removed because of their waiting here. So just kind of the drain that comes from the difference of being a more offensive versus non-offensive raid. Nice. So Horde raid, they have killed Patchwork. So yeah, 500s please in comparison on Gargoyles. These guys on Gargoyles, so even right now in terms of speed, the fact that these guys lost their main tank, really big deal. Pre-Fox's raid, almost a Gothic. I was gonna see how Resuvius went, but they just did it unbooned, so pretty safe. Nothing too crazy. Going into Noth here, so this is the big question. Are either one of these raids not going to get their decurses done? So this raid is fully Deathwished here, Giga Blasting. And do the decurses go out? Let's see what happens. So yes, this raid passed the decursed check. Pretty big. Did South Dolly's raid? Yes, it did as well. This raid's a little bit ahead at this point. Okay, so we're just cycling through, checking these different ones out. Morty's perspective here, Noth is dead. So maybe like 15-20 seconds behind. This area that you just Giga Blast and run through. So far, Five Sunders Plz is definitely in a better spot. Again, losing your main tank is just such a big blow. But fortunately, they didn't lose like 6 more DPS. Could have been a lot worse. So it's just kind of hard to know which other great raids are going on. We're just gonna see as best we can if we can find a couple more. See what else is out there. These guys look like they're pumping. Purpose. Looking solid. Not familiar with these guys, but setting good pace. Again, compared to Laddie. Oh, never mind. Laddie's group is way ahead. Did they have some deaths here, though, on the end? Ooh, yeah, again, so these packs, they're rough. They double pulled. So let's talk about how to handle this double pull right here. You have to insta-kill Skull and X, flip Moon around, bring those captains out to the sides. So they successfully kill Skull, but that Moon target, the Moon got an opener. The fact that Moon hit the whole raid here, like, you don't want to have the Hunter pull from a distance like this. You want to have your tanks be walking in, initiating, having as little time as possible once they're in combat before they can flip that Moon target around. Number one focus. So also these spin pretty quickly. Again, look how far these have to run before tanks can even do anything. Because of that, it's like 8 seconds. Spin is already starting. Raid really isn't able to adjust to that, and they just get blendered. So, absolute owned. Get wrecked. And they got to recover. So they're on Lothab now. We didn't even see Huygen. Let's see in comparison here. Alright, they're setting up for Lothab. Might have a little bit of a different setup here, again, because they lost their main tank. assuming they have a Diamond Flask main tank. So we'll just have to see how after Lotheb goes. This is a pretty safe boss from a main tank, um, like tank and spank perspective. It's really not too rough. Yeah, the fact that these guys lost their main tank in that other raid, I don't. I heard rumors that they were gonna do Saf Polarity in this group, and Savdali's group might do it as well. But the fact that these guys lost their main tank, that really takes it out of you from doing Saf Polarity. We'll see though. I know that a couple people in this group have had experience tanking it and doing Saf Polarity, so that's kind of the goal of a group like this, is you have 3, 4 people that potentially could step in and be the people that get the job done if things go kind of rough. And again, with Naxx, how you're just doing boss after boss sometimes, having 2 or 3 people is just kind of standard for that, so that you're always able to have someone with cooldowns up. So Agni got a little bit low there. Seems to me like they have plenty of people that can heal. Like the tank is getting almost 1 hit away from death. That was so close. So they've all death wished. Alright, so these guys are logging out. They're doing nothing sketchy. Logging out on Alliance side kind of sucks, let me tell you. I think this could be a big time that separates, where these guys end up getting a little bit ahead if they're able to kill some of the trash a little safely. So we'll just have to see what happens here. It's so fascinating, the stuff that you will and won't do when it comes to attack perspective, right? The fact that these guys just did the Fairlina skip and they're not willing to pull any trash, just very, very interesting levels of different pump. So these guys are risking it in comparison, as expected. So I don't think they have any healers that are able to heal right now. They just did a double pull of both sides. They all sapper this down. And again, these guys now just set the tempo where they're ahead of this other raid. Oh, maybe just Dolly logged out. They're like, don't log out. So it's about equal. Okay, so maybe he logged out for too long. I don't know exactly. We're not listening to comms. It's kind of hard for me to know. Backseat gaming right now. Have to give that disclaimer. Definitely don't know everything that's going on. All right, but like even when it comes to where these guys are both at. So these guys are killing the Death Knights first, Captains second. I think in comparison, this raid will be killing the Captains first, but we'll just have to see. Healers will be able to start healing soon, so. Oh, just lost a rogue. Tragic. That was a lot of damage. Oh, no, he lived maybe? I don't know. Kind of looked like he died. A little bit hard to tell from this UI if that was a death or not. Anyways, tough pack in the corner here. They kill that first captain. Second captain's dead. No spin went out. Easy peasy. Alright, these guys are blasting. So basically perfectly even right now. I would say that both these guys, with their strats and tech kind of stuff, these guys are the two groups that are most ahead. Just checking in to see if he's showing any other coverage, because to me it seems like these guys are the only two that are in any way going to be comparable. I don't think Eternal is doing it. I should be following Degenerates. So yeah, basically perfectly even. I don't think that these guys are going to be doing the stable pull. We'll see. That would be kind of crazy. No, I don't think so. Some stuff like the stable pull, though, it is one of those questionable things where the level of DPS doesn't really change that much when it comes to like your damage output from AoE. You just will always have that basically same level of damage from sappers. So if you just have strong AoE pump, stuff just falls over. Oh, so did pull the side pack. Little dangerous here. They use a couple dummies. Yeah, it's very strong levels of damage you're seeing here. Some of these guys do have DMF as well, it looks like. We're watching someone that's 5th on the meters right now, so very solid pump. And 5th by like a pretty close margin. 1.6 overall compared to 1.8. In the first two wings, I guess like Lotheb, that's where a lot of damage is put out. But besides Lotheb, like you're not doing a whole ton of damage. Spider is like 500k damage a lot of times or something. Maybe I'm making that up, but these guys are like 600k after two wings, so probably even less than that. So just Giga Blasting here, looks clean. Looks almost like it's gonna hit them, but it's not. It's safe. So Disrupting Shout goes out. They're blasting. Everyone's Death Wish. No one died. Oh, one person died from Disrupting Shout, it looks like. Tragic. These guys already got through Resuvius. They're blasting. So they are a little bit ahead. Oh, another person died. 2 deaths from Disrupting Shout potentially. That's pretty bad. But they do get it down. So they're a little bit behind right now. We'll see what kind of Gothic tech comes into play. I'm happy that my stream was working. I'm gonna totally jinx it by saying that, but I'm expecting a crash at some point. So far, have not seen it though, so that's good to see. So these guys do have their buffs out. Already gotten through A-bomb wing. The question is going to be if they're doing Resuvius with their buffs out and how that goes for a group like this that doesn't have the reps like those other groups that we just saw. The fact that both these groups got through Resuvius easily, pretty big. So these guys are starting Gothic now. Looks quite heavy. Hunter is through, so Hunter got through very quickly. Hunter skip is happening. Gothic tech is in the works. Okay, so these guys just blasted down Mograine. They did the Mograine pump like we talked about. Bulma's in a little bit of a weird spot this far up, but not too big of a deal. Just kind of want to always have it in the corner as much as possible. But yeah, Blummo's dying pretty quick here. They have a lot of casters, so the thought in my head is that Ziliak is dying pretty quick as well, but not sure on that. Oh, tank just died. Unfortunate. Whoa. Everyone just got beamed on Ziliak. Oh, Ziliak beam just right. Oh, no, no, no. Tragedy. So too much pump. Wait, why is it in that spot? That spot is the wrong spot. Wrong corner. Are you kidding me? Oh, um, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on right now. They don't know or what. Maybe that's like an okay spot, but that is not the normal spot that I see for Zilliq tanking. Interesting. So still halfway to go on Zilliq. Rough times. They should be able to get it down. Little sketch, but they should be fine. As long as he doesn't get too close to Blamo and he loses his marks, it'll be fun. Okay, so Gothic Tech so far is going well. They're on wave 8. These guys have started Gothic. They're pulling stuff through as well. So Gothic Tech on both sides. Oh, Vesuvius death. Rip. Went before the taunt went out, probably. Just absolute noob move. Get wrecked. Yeah, you just have to make sure the taunt happens. Or, I don't know, were the other ads potentially just owning him? Vesuvius. Yeah, you just got one shot by Vesuvius. You just need to chill for a sec. Tragedy. Forge. These guys already got through Patrick, taking it nice and easy. Looking very solid. Good to see no charges and intercepts from these guys. They did a really good setup and entry into that. Vesuvius from these guys. The raid purpose. These guys are blasting. Right now, Rogue has. Oh, Rogue is tanking. This is bad. Currently having a Rogue tank. Oh, they're. I forgot it's hardcore. They're doing it on purpose. So yeah, Hippopotamus is getting close. Rogue is doing a great job. Keeping good threat. Wow, they did it. Very clean. So that raid, they just pumped. That was really well done. I didn't ro I didn't expect that a rogue tank could do that much. So they're all purposefully logging, and they're gonna reset the instance and remove some of this trash. Uh-oh, Vesuvius looking a little scary for Letty. Oh no, it's dead. They're fine. Just one death. Gothic Tech went pretty well. Lost 2 healers, it looks like. So not super great. Successfully pulling the ghouls though is good. So boss is coming down somewhat soon versus this raid is moving forward. So since they cleared out this trash, they can just run straight down here. Blast in. Look how far they get. Kind of crazy. But I mean, ideally with this level of damage, some of this stuff they could just cleave in as they go, just cleave it down. They have to kill this pack, and now they're setting up for 4 horsemen. Versus this raid here, they're just about to get done with Gothic, so oh no. Rip this raid, rip Laddie's raid. So they just pulled some extra trash, it looks like, in this room. 2 packs at once. We've talked about this area here, the axes and the stabs, how they patrol. Very common for raids to fall apart like this. They did a good job bringing the staffs away, but all these melee just went in way too early. Do they pull another pack? Yes. So with where this guy's standing over here, it's in the patrol range of another pack. So if you're tanking 2 packs like this, you need to bring it back farther, like in the corner by this like tank structure. Very common issue here. So they ended up fighting 3 packs at the same time. They're doing a good job bringing this stuff away. Fortunately, they only have a couple things left at this point. Looks almost recoverable. So yeah, they did recover. Most of the raid died, but didn't have buffs out, is what it is. These guys are doing solid. Oh no. Patrick wipe. Rip. They didn't have buffs out though. Would have to see what went wrong. That's unfortunate. These guys are blasting though. Very impressed with this hardcore group. Alright, so Five Sunders Plz is on 4 Horsemen. Finishing off Ziliak pretty soon, hopefully. Hard to tell if they cleaved. I think they did. That's why they're all hiding in this corner like this. So I think they did do the cleave. Unfortunately for them though, Ziliak just has a lot of health and the casters didn't do enough. So in comparison, these guys had a good start. They're on Blamo now. So we'll just see in comparison how much time this group saves and catches up on Ziliak. Because it looks pretty clear they're going to be able to blast down Blamo here. Ziliak just has so much. This is a super big grief right now. Real question is how much in comparison did this caster group take down? They're all running to the same corner, same idea. Let's see if he targets him. Nope, he didn't. Yep. Okay, so like 30%. There, it's done. So still quite a bit. In both these groups, the big cutoff was just a lot of damage on Ziliak right here. So the hope for this raid was that they would have had done more, but looks like pretty similar situation in both these groups. They did already kill this first pack that they pulled in during Plague Wing. We didn't show that, but pretty clear that's what happened. Pulling all the patrols in. Still waiting to finish off Ziliak. This is just like a huge, you're just sitting on your hands here feeling super terrible. Just one of those things. Happens. So, moving forward. 25-minute left on our buffs. 28 minutes. But pretty comparable. These guys will catch up on the trash here, hopefully. It's a pretty close race we got going right now. They pulled the ads back. I'm assuming this group is not doing slime skip. Oh, someone died? No, it was a hunter feigning death. So kind of a gigapull right here. That's a lot. But I guess they know they have FAP up, right? So this is actually pretty smart. how they did that. Yeah, that was good use of damage. They just saved a lot of time by having everyone use their potion like that. This raid didn't do that. That was really smart adaptation. Looks like someone did for real die. Hunter died now. No. Keep getting baited by it. Insta-kill the Retcher. They're owning the slimes. Doing as much damage to that first slime as possible is really good. Unfortunate timing with these middle ads coming up. But also just, I guess, pretty good timing. So they're just kiting these back. Big guys are dead. They're just adjusting here, pulling far, far back. Still lots of these to kill. Just keeping it clean. This area's going well. Hunter can't get through. Rip. Kinda rough. Good practice time, I guess. Alright, so big time for potential failure here. Looks like everyone made the jump on Thaddeus for this hardcore group. They get the opener. Picking their sides. Is anyone gonna mess up? Everyone went on the correct side. They did it. So hopefully they continue doing it. Looks good. Hard for us to know now in this group if they've booned at any point. They're about to be at 4 horsemen. These guys are blasting all the packs down. So these guys are behind, but not by a ton. Big question, of course, is how Patrick goes. Good pull there on that mob. They're doing a good job blasting this stuff down. Looks like they do have potion cooldown available again to FAP here. Good timing with Patrick for this raid. They're going to be able to go pretty quickly here. So notice the opener, how it's always the tanks getting the opener here. Tank is pulling, then walking backwards. Always a little scared when I see explosive usage. It turned out okay though. So they're double soaking. They have 2 extra tanks that are taking the hatefuls in addition to the main tank. Looking a little sketch with health, but they're doing fine. These guys are catching up in comparison. Warlock almost dies on the opener. We've talked about that before, how fast Warlocks can die from the mana burn here. They kill the little ad quickly. They do a good job. So the question just is how the Patrick patrol here will be in comparison. Grabbing the next stretcher back to them, hopefully. Yep. So good pacing here. Things are still going okay. So Patrick's on its way back. Pretty good timing with the Patrick pull. These guys are already almost done with Patrick. Looks pretty safe. They make the jump. No one dies. Using some speed stuff to get through faster. Okay, so they've continued forward. These guys have killed Patrick as well now. These, after they get through these couple bosses, they just have some easy stuff left. In comparison, this raid is, oh no. Disaster. Rip, that's the raid. Race over. So they're petring out. Unfortunate. This guy should have waited a couple more seconds to petri out, in my opinion. Of course, that's a hotly contested topic. But that's the raid. Unfortunate. Alright, so we just get to watch Five Sunders Plz, probably coming first now. Looks pretty easy for these guys, unless Progress is doing some hidden tech somewhere that we don't get to see, because they're Progress. So yeah, just a couple easy bosses here. The big question will just be if they do Saf Polarity and if it goes well. So these guys are still trying Patrick. Looks like they're maybe making a more ideal comp if they can. Hardcore raid is going to be attempting 4 horsemen soon, I think, is where they are. Yep. This raid got done with 4 horsemen, nice. Looks like maybe he brought a second warrior in, which would be very blessed. Big drama, apparently. Oh no. Oh, he's just watching different points of view. Maybe he called out. Hard to say. So yeah, Squawk just has some easy stuff left in theory. Done the hard stuff. Very tragic. These guys are out of it for sure. But hopefully they come back and we'll see how they do on Saffron. I'm going to stream for like another hour, I think. Again, we'll just kind of see how it goes. But thanks for listening. I love doing these kind of progression discussions. It's crazy how fast Naxx came up on us. Um, maybe not. Maybe that's just expected and how it is. But for me, time has just flown. So um, glad we can talk about it a bit. And yeah, lots that I have to say about Naxx. So we'll see how this goes here. Looks like no one fell. This tank opener's scary. Alright, they did it. Uh-oh. Someone died. What happened? We'll see the Petri out. Oh no. Looks clean. Someone dies at the end, maybe? At the last second, they don't realize it happens. So the swap did happen and people get confused here. Worst case scenario, the timing here was just perfectly bad. So at the end, this person went from positive to negative. They needed to swap sides. At the end of this fight, the people with the positive debuff run through the portal. If you get the negative debuff, you stay. That's simple. So Darkred just got confused by that. Looks like then Pika dies as well. Pika had the same thing that happened where they had the positive, and at the last possible second, it went to the negative. So just really unfortunate timing. Brez played this correctly, so it's an example of doing things the right way. Rip. So they log out. Maybe they're going to bring in more people, but that is going to stop them for a little bit. Oh, they're back in. Oh, well, we'll see. Looks like they got 40 people again, so they might get things going soon. Laddie's raid is about to be at 4 horsemen. Alright, so we're going to see the first Saffron here very soon. The big question is how Saffron's going to go, what their strat's going to be. They still have hour buffs. This is an insanely fast run right now. This is going to be like a sub-hour first Naxx if they pull the rest of this raid off cleanly. They don't have to do anything super crazy. Alright, so are they going to slow damage at the end? That's going to be the big question. If they just blast this down, that kind of signifies they're not doing the Giga Polarity Saf strat. Looks like they might have to just fully stop here. It's kind of bad timing. To me, I'm seeing signs that these guys are going for Saf Polarity. Oh no, unfortunately someone died. The Druid died at the last second. Oh no, that's really bad that the Druid died. Alright, they're still going for it. So they don't have the Druid. That could be the difference. Not having Fairy Fire is huge here. So they're going for the res. The Druid, I'm just afraid they might die. We'll see how it goes. That's an extra detail that just makes things really tough. Oof. Alright, so they're setting up here. They know the time of when Saf is coming down. They're going to use their lip first and dummy second. Here they go. Boss is positioned a little weird. Traeger almost dies in the opener. Does he live? He lives. Oof. Got down to like 1k health. So they're blasting. Tank has good threat. They have like 10 seconds. I don't think they have the damage. It's going to be close. Oh, it's close. No, they have it. They have it for sure. Oh, so a couple deaths. They're all Petri. They did it. 3 seconds to spare. Kind of big. Grats. Let's see the chat going crazy. Yeah, that's really cool. So props them for going for it. Really cool that they pulled it off. Definitely a flex. They're doing all the tech correctly. So really cool. Shout out to Five Sunders Plz. This is the example of a raid that has done a lot of prep and practice. It's not like it's the first time these guys have done this. They are just playing on different characters. So just have to take it home with an easy Saffron and easy KT after that Saffron and should be good to go. Looks like potentially these guys gave up on Patrick. I'm not sure. No, they did it, I think. Looks like they did it. Alright, so hardcore raid is now into Spiderwing here. Correct example of how to do these packs. They're just blasting them down. Insta-killing skull. Juck is just in watch mode. Rip squawk. Want to find more raids. Let's see what else there is. Where can I find squawk? Just not seeing it. Sorry, boys. Not seeing this one. Okay, I'll give up in a second. Could watch Broxy. Lots more turtles. Alright, so yeah, I was just. We'll see how KT goes. Pretty easy sub-hour raid for these guys. Very impressive. Shout out to the air community. That's to me a really example of this. Okay, so simple stuff. 3 minutes left. I almost think this timer's off, but we'll see. A little bit of a scuffed Four Horsemen that you're seeing here with some buffs out. So semi-tragedy, 5 dead so far. Kind of hard to tell how many people have already lost buffs, but looks like Ziliak is the cause of at least one of them. Just watch Ziliak fun time there. Uh-oh, it's DPS Club. They're doing fine. Almost at the end here. 2 minutes left on KT starting. Yeah, I'm really curious what went wrong on Patrick. We'll just have to see. How did Patrick fall apart? So Tank just died on opener. Tank just didn't get healed enough. Rip. So Fair just died on the opener. That's what went wrong. Looks like Fair's the one starting out the fight. Maybe threat SWAT now. Looks like Fair has pretty good consistent high threat there. Kind of just looks to me like Fair didn't get enough heals. Rip. Alright, they're ready to go back at it though. I hate this strat, how groups do this. They pulled 2 packs at once. This is a little sketch. They did good sapper usage and stuff right here. They killed the skull fast enough. That was well done. Could have been a lot more scary. Kind of sketch. Yep, this is how I like to do the skitters. They didn't AoE shot it. They just cleaved them down, killed the first couple, then killed the next couple. So KT, here we go. 50% already. They're blasting. Healed the person that just got hit by Frost Blast. Good RNG so far. Ads are spawning soon already. This boss is dying really fast with a full world buff raid like this. They've had some deaths, but lots of damage output still that you're seeing here. Can, what do you know? He's number one. Not surprised there. Dude's a blaster. Alright, I have to back up here. They could have gone to the other pack, I think. I don't think Frost Blast is available. Oh, it was. So they did a good job. Oh no, Can dies at the end. Tragedy. Unfortunate. Someone else dies to Void Zone. Rip. But it is dead. Gressel! So, good raid. Sub-hour run, it looked like. Very impressive stuff. Props to Five Sunders. very cool to see. So we'll just kind of have to see who else is still clearing soon here. Hardcore raid, they're starting to run out of their hour buffs, so that is worth mentioning. They're doing a good job on this trash. They pull it far back, makes sense. They're playing extra safe. Breathe. Yeah, this is stressful on hardcore if you haven't done this very much, especially. For that speedrun that we just watched, those guys, they've done that raid so many times. It's just like muscle memory in a lot of cases. Wonder who gets the Gressel in that raid. Alright, well I said I'd stream for like another hour, but truthfully, we'll see. I'll watch at least till one more group skill till it's KT. Hopefully, at least we'll see another SAF would be my goal. See how that goes. What other groups are far ahead? I guess, like I said, these guys just have Plague afterwards, so they're not too far behind. These guys are back in it. So they had a couple deaths after Thaddeus, but blasting again. These guys have died a couple times to stuff. It's interesting how they have their buffs out now. Looks like they're doing fine. Squawk 2 out of 4. Yeah, I'd love to find this perspective. Ooh, that's bright. Hmm. Just kind of hard to find the WoW content sometimes. Hey, we got Juck at least watching his raid. So these guys don't have a whole ton left. Farmer's Lips there, smart. Good safety. It's blasting. Taking it slow and steady on this trash in a lot of different groups right now. These guys successfully have a good Patrick opener, it looks like. So now it's just a question of if their sustain is enough. Oh, it's getting a little scary though. These tanks are definitely dipping in health. Oof, it's rough. Each time these... oh man, yeah, it's really close. What I'm watching right here is this health bar, where a lot of times these tanks are at like 20-30%, and it seems like they're both at that much, which means Patrick is like one or... yep, okay. It's like I said, wipe. Rip buffs. I'm not sure how many other people pop their buffs, but they're not able to kill this. They just don't quite have the health pool that they need. More health would definitely help. These guys are struggling now. They stabilized. No. Spoke too soon. So looking at logs here. Yeah, I mean, Five Sunders Plz just destroyed everyone. DPS club is close though. How do you find that DPS Fadri? Squawk found it. That's funny. Still want the DPS club one though. Yeah, because these guys are washed. See what else there is. Hate this perspective re. My eyes can't take that. This looks scary. So they've had a couple deaths. It's got a burn down Blamo right now. Looks like they can hold it together. They don't have their buffs out, so they're not risking. Oh, actually, they died. Let me take that back. So they got 3 stacks now. Looks like they're risking it till 4. And then they're gonna run out here. Looking good. They haven't killed Mogren though, and the Mogren tank has died. This is looking like a wipe. When this boss gets back a couple times and then hits the full raid, this is what wipes. Talked about it countless times, and yeah, rip, wipe. So if these guys had their full buffs out, that's unfortunate. Ripperino. Ooh, there was DPS Club. Oh, okay, rip. Yeah, so second place. Feels bad, man. Maybe not second place no more. Oh, this is just someone watching different perspectives. Nice. Wow, so Gressel and Carnage and Claw, pretty good loot. Yeah, Can wants it all. Ooh, he passes on Iblis. Interesting. He wants the Gressel. I think he'd probably get it. We'll see. I mean, I think it would make sense. Makes sense in a hardcore raid to kill both of these packs like this. Kill one pack, then the other pack. Squawk doing Loatheb now. Looks pretty safe so far. I feel like I see of 1 or 2 chain heals that went out. Hopefully not. Maybe it was just casters stuff. Kind of suboptimal positioning. I feel like this boss may be parry hasting sometimes. What's happening is all the casters are behind the boss. So this boss is turning around, and when it turns around, all the melee may cause some extra parries. I feel like this boss is kind of owning this guy right now. We'll see how many healers are able to heal. I can't really tell that from this perspective. But parry haste is definitely a factor on this kill. Each time you see how it's turning and targeting these healers, kind of scary. Almost done. But at the end here, that's when it gets dangerous. Inevitable Doom is about to go out. So it's the combo of the Inevitable Doom with 1 or 2 unfortunate parry hastes that could definitely kill people. They're all full health though, like they're totally fine. Alright, damage went out, he got down to 4k, but they're fine. Almost there. And they did it. So I think that's all 13 bosses for Squawk. We'll see. Yeah, okay. So cool. We get to see Horde, different perspective of Horde versus Alliance on Saffron. Obviously, no one else really is going to be doing the uh, polarity Saffron, so we won't really see that anyways from the other side. Alright, this boss is dangerous. We'll see how they handle the fears. Does he get a fear word after his death wish? 12k health, he's pumping right now. It's going really well. Just got to finish it off. Is he going to get taken care of? I don't know if he has a fear word. Cool, he did it. Nicely done. Easy kill. So we're setting up with Squawk. Nice. Get through. So Max, now I would be surprised if these guys one phase it. I don't think they have the damage too. Interesting to see too, they're only running the 4 decurse right now. We'll see how that plays out on Saffron for these guys. These guys are setting up for Saffron soon. These guys are getting ready for Lotheb here. Hardcore on Lotheb, kind of scary. 30 seconds, okay. Interesting that he has something booned. I wonder what's booned. Maybe DMF? I don't know. Interesting to see Deathwish on the opener from Peck. That's very aggressive. So I'm assuming a Flaccid on the opener, but again, Deathwish is very, very scary to use on Lotheb. I mean, he's absolutely pumping. Like, look at this guy's threat. Threat is not a problem, but they're a little behind now. Used 4 heals, but they're fine. 4 heals after 20 seconds. They should be fine. Alright, so they've used about half their heals, and other half can heal totally fine. Deathwish is done, but so is the flash set. Looking good. First healers will be able to heal soon. Looks like a clean Lotheb to me. They're setting up for Saf. We'll be ready in just a second here for that. Rip death on Thaddeus. Classic. We'll see if they do this final polarity right. Alright, do they swap correctly? They see how they do like the circle? You don't need to do that. You just run straight through. Alright, GG's. We did it. These guys are blasting. They're going to be at SAF pretty soon. Alright, let's see how SAF goes. Opener's fine. Oh, thread issue. Ooh. So they're all tanking on one side. I think that's the way to do it. It's just more brain dead easy. Some people are getting owned right now. Blizzards are a factor. Shaman having to onk. Got stuck in Blizzard. They're going into their first air phase, looking like a double air phase for sure. Early frostbite may have been called, hard to say. Them using the magic resistance potion at the start definitely was a smart move. Everything that they can definitely plays a factor here. Rip, so one shaman didn't get to the block in time. So they're definitely down a little bit. This isn't looking super clean. %70. It's just a matter of them surviving through these blizzards. And of course, dealing with the dot tick that's happening over time. They don't have many decurses. Oh, lost another shaman, was that? Not good. So, the shaman onks. Shamans are basically all right now. Boss is at 50%. This is looking really, really scary. They just can't go in right now. Alright, they're fighting it again. Blizzards are a significant factor for this raid. Definitely looking like another air phase is the possibility. Here's one in the front. And this is where shamans really struggle, is the spread out that happens right here. Is trying to survive through when you're being spread out as a raid. So they are digging deep here. People are going to start ticking down soon. The raid is falling apart. Trying to group back up and get more chain heals going out, but it's looking really dire. Decurses are happening, but another shaman just died from decurse. They do still have all 4 of their decurses alive, so that is good, but 40% people are dying. Shamans are This next air phase is probably going to wipe them. Wow, Farmer's got the kiss of the spider. Sick. He's pumping with it. Not for long, though. It's looking dire. 30%. Ooh, they're digging real deep. If you get it below 10%, it doesn't go to the air again, but the problem is it's going to go to the air. So, I would be rearranging the groups if I was dead and was able to do that. Might help, but this is looking really, really rough. They got super close. They shouldn't have another air phase, hopefully, if they could like consolidate groups, but this is just gonna wipe them. Rip, lost another mage. So they don't have any decursors alive now besides one mage. Really, really rough. The main tank is still alive, but looking like a wipe. That's a wipe. People are just all ticking down from the decurse now. They can't keep up with the decurse. Another death, another death, another death. Rip. Juck seems too happy, let me tell you. Um, yeah, rip. That's a wipe. Alright, so these guys, they just rebuff everyone? Did something go wrong? Can we go backwards and see what happens? Uh-oh, they had full buffs. They don't have full buffs. Oh no. So tragedy here. Do they go for the burn? Wow, they went for the burn. So they pushed it to enrage. They could have just said stop DPS right here.
This one enrage.
So he shield walls too early.
Of course, boys, I'm not choking. I'll take one wall. Oh my god, no way, dude. I
Yeah, just
actually
walled
kind
too early.
of troll there. I was walled, but it's like a second too early. It was the last hit. I got crit, of course.
Yeah, so he just walled too early. So pretty tragic losing your main tank there. Okay, so that was the tragedy, not the end of the world, honestly. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. Didn't wipe the full raid. Okay, so yeah, keep going to sub dollies, but there's no point. We want to see this point of view here. So Alliance side definitely has it easier on Saf. I want to see if this group will kill it. See what happens here. Looks like they're doing deflask at the start potentially. Lots of fire, frost resist. That's green gear, kind of sussy. Always get scared when I see like these pieces as green gear instead of rings. They're on to Thaddeus. Oh, there went off. Okay. Streaming with Laddie. That's Laddie's point of view.
I mean, we have to kill them at the same time.
I need someone with.
See what else we can find. Did they wipe a second time? Yeah, so what went wrong here? Second wipe. Oh man, they are struggling on Four Horsemen. They just can't do it. So let's try and diagnose a little bit why. Feels like they burned Thane fine. They're tanking Zilliak in a weird spot. I don't know why you would tank him here. 3 people are stacked. Looks like potential bad beam then. Yep, people die from the beam. That hunter pet's in there, potentially chained with them. And where these guys are standing, they're just getting hit by the beam over and over. It's like NPCs. Doesn't make sense. Like, do they understand how this fight works? It's honestly shocking what I'm seeing. Like, yikes. 1 wipe, 2 wipes, 3 wipes. Bad start, it looks like. Why are they keeping them together like this at the start? That's super weird. cleaving them both like this? What? Do they do that every time? This is so strange. Wow, they do it every time. Fascinating. I am just floored right now. And they split them up. Interesting. Not something I'm used to seeing, that strat. Seems like it works out pretty well for him. Not. It's mostly Ziliak, I think, that's causing the issues? Question mark. No, they're just all dying. Mogran is not being tanked properly. I feel like this is an example of just trying to do too much. Right, so people died there to that chain. More people are dying. Rip. Mogran again. Rough times. These guys were blasting until they weren't. They're like having to go over in what was a speed run. They're just doing practice. That's rough. Rip Laddie. Let's see, did he troll and die to a troll movement, or what happens? So it doesn't have Stone Shield on, kind of scary. Tanking Stalag without Stone Shield. Polarity shift happened, he's still on the negative side. He's getting healed. I definitely would have a Stone Shield potion on. Doing fine. Just dies? I mean, just didn't quite get enough heals, but again, definitely need to have Stone Shield potion on. Just not quite healthy enough. This is an example of a tank that didn't get enough heals, but also looks like maybe Inspiration dropped. Yeah, so it didn't have Inspiration up or Stone Shield. Those two combination factors really limited how much mitigation he had. These guys are doing good. Alright, let's see it. This is a hardcore Saf. Kind of wild. This will be very impressive. These guys don't have like a whole ton of gear, right? This is a hardcore guild that is like the second to potentially kill KT coming up here, or Saf. Really, really impressive. Good opener. Looking solid. These guys are all pretty healthy. Let's see how many healers they have. So it's a total of 6 paladins, 6 priests, 2 druids, 14 healers, makes sense. 5 mages, total of 7 decurses. They have a really evened out comp. This guy shouldn't go behind a block super early like that. It makes sense for the tank too, but see how 3 people are all stacked like this? Kinda sus. Turned out okay, but I mean, I guess on hardcore you get behind a little bit earlier because you're super afraid of DCs or something, but Really just should be only the main tank that's going behind a block early. Gotta heal the tank, good. Tank got a little low there. It's going really well. So far this is a very controlled Saf. They still have potion cooldown, so they'll use potion cooldown during the upcoming air phase. The warlocks are doing a good job not taking much resources. Priests are starting to go though. Yeah, priests are starting to struggle on mana. Question is how much wisdom flask they're using, because it's starting to get rough. Good, they spread out a little bit early here. I think that's smart. Good gameplay for them to spread early. A couple of them are all petried right now inside a blizzard. The kind of scary thing about petriing in the blizzard, are they petriing out? So many people are petried here, there's only a couple of people that are eligible. RIP. So I think they made the call for everyone to petri. So as long as the main tank got behind one, that was kind of giga tech. They lost 3 people though. They're going to be able to kill this. That was kind of giga tech. They just need to have 1 or 2 people that got hit by a block and then have everyone else petri besides the main tank. And 1 off tank it looks like didn't petri either, which was smart. Or at least 1 warrior. I don't see them marked as a tank. But it's not going to fly in the air anymore. They should be able to finish this off. Wow, they did it. Very impressive. Ooh. Got down to 1 health at the end there. To use another Petri. Well done. Shout out to this raid. I'm getting very antsy sitting in this seat for so long. What I like about doing my videos on YouTube in comparison is I can just always get up if I need to. Been at this chair for a long time. I do want to see how this KT goes. Looks like they're going to replace the people who died. Very impressive. Alright, so we get to see a KT soon. These guys did get through Saf. We could see how deadly Saf was. I'm kind of curious. So not clean Saf by any means. The hardcore raid definitely had a cleaner one, but they were able to finish it off. So well done for killing Saffron first week. We'll go back to live here. And so KT is about to come up. Again, these guys have a pretty good comp for KT. Lots of extra mages. Just having more casters here makes you feel a lot safer. You don't have as many people stacked for the Frost Blasts. Right, so they're doing great. And they're just chiseling away. Waiting for the first mechanic here. We'll see what it is. Looks like maybe a blast got out there. They definitely need to make sure they kick. Or like a bolt, whatever it's called. So the mind control just happened. It's running after a mage right now. A tank did pick it up off the mage. Good recovery. They got lucky a Frost Blast didn't go out when they were chasing after the boss for a second. Alright, so upcoming here is the important time for positioning. Frost Blast is off cooldown, so oh, it went off on a single player. They got lucky, or two players. So they're holding together really well right now. The last 50% is the tough part though. They're just repositioning so it looks a little bit cleaner, easier for people to visually see. And that kick was at the last second. They're just worried about mind controls right now. Just waiting for the next mind control to happen, and Frost Blast is available again. So potential combination of Frost Blast and mind control happening at the same time here. So there's the mind control. Instantly a tank picked up threat, so that's good. The blast has not gone out, I don't think. There's the blast. So they're healing the people that got hits. One death from that combo right there. So right after the Frost Blast went out, there was more damage from the volley. So that combo just really sapped the healers there. They weren't able to keep up. Couple deaths, people are catching up on health. This next volley is going to kill more. Rip. So yeah, people are just not able to keep up with damage right now. 100k. Should be a kill. The blast hitting only one person there was clutch. The hunter just died, didn't get a single heal. Sacrificed so that the tanks could live. And they did it. GG's. Trash loot. The neck. You hate to see it. Alright, so yeah, these guys are rebuffing in Squawk's raid. GG's. Done with the prefix. DPS Club is ready to try again on Four Horsemen. So we'll see. Notice how I guess they might have more shadow pots. Don't see them on the bars anywhere. Maybe they're not pre-popping, just using during the fight, but you start to run out of resources at this point. After this many wipes, you're really struggling. Where's the perspective of the hardcore raid? That's all I care about. Purpose. Where's purpose? Did I X out of it? Just find that. I just blind. Oh, here we go. So yeah, very impressive what we're seeing out of these guys. We're watching a rogue perspective now. They still have a little bit of time left on their world buffs. So they're feeling hot going into this. Again, notice how many paladins they have for just extra frost auras, safety. Only 5 priests now, little sus, but with this many paladins you can turn undead on all the ads for a long period of time. And they're going for it. So this fight is just a lot of RNG at the end of the day. 3 minutes left on this fight and we'll go back to this. Oh, here we go. We got it back. So we got a warrior and rogue perspective. Can DPS Club do 4 horsemen? It's not looking super great. 4 deaths so far, 5 deaths. So they're tanking Ziliak in the correct spot now. It's very exciting to see this level of tech involvement. Lots of deaths, not looking good. Mograine is in the wrong corner. This is a wipe. GG's. So a raid that was just blasting up until the final boss before Saffron is just getting absolutely spanked now. 5 minutes left on their flask. So the question starts being, well, we've used our first flask, so we just go ahead and rebuff. Wiping on content that's been out. Yeah, this is a disaster. You'd expect a raid that's this experienced to not have so many struggles, but that's just the power of Naxx, is sometimes it really does humble you. We love the humbling. Right, so 2 minutes left. They're getting ready to do Gluth. Hardcore raid going into Fairlina. Killing Skull first. Correct DPS focus here. Yeah, good time to sap around the opener of this. You just want to make sure Skull and X die fast. They didn't blow up the first ad quickly. They all got hit by that poison. I definitely would recommend a little bit faster explosion at the start there. They get it eventually though. These guys have pretty high damage. They can just go ahead and blast down that square now. They might run out of time at the end here. No, they should be fine. They got one ad left. That square target's dead though, so they only have triangle left. In another 10 seconds they'll use triangle and they'll be totally fine. Looking good. Easy peasy. Nice kill. Alright, so let's go back to it. Here is KT, 30 seconds left. Laddie's about to be doing Lotheb, and they will be on KT after that. Maybe we'll watch Laddie's attempt at Lotheb and KT after. But nearing the end, thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you being here. Alright, so they killed the Weavers. Boss is coming out. They did a good job focusing down the Weavers to start. Good kicks. They're all in position. Positioning looks a little wonky here, like this guy's not in the right spot. If a Frost Blast happens now and it targeted him, that'd be very bad. So seeing a lot of Death Wishes early, they're really trying to get heavy pump at the start here. Alright, no mechanics yet. They've been fortunate with the RNG. Single blast, I think. I think the blast went out. There's the blast. They're healing all the people. Big heals on them. Looks like they're all saved. Nice. They got topped off. Well done. So they survived the first volley. Next thing is the mind control. They're wrecking here. They're really blasting. Oh man, so he's wrecked right now. Really needs to be. He's going to kill someone. Look at that. 2,500. He's owning that hunter. Sheesh, that hunter's dot is ticking for like 1.5k right now. He's getting oh, everyone just got hit by Frost Blast. Someone's dead for sure. Wow, they survived through it. They healed through a very unfortunate set of RNG. They're repositioning. They got plenty of time now to reset this up how they want to. Super good gameplay to keep everyone alive there. That was scary. It's on the edge of my sheet. So they're going into the end here where the ads come out. I have to be careful here with how Frostblast is. This is scary. Alright, so they're just doing the last 20% here. We'll see. It looks like pretty easily a kill. Just a question of how bloody it's going to get at the end here. Very clean so far. So the question is if one more Frost Blast goes out at the end, or if a mind control happens at the very end. Nuke, nuke, nuke. Oh, mind control at the very end. Zanplug's tanking. Aridy's tanking. Wow, they did it. Very impressive. Shout out to this hardcore raid for just blasting through Naxx. Very well done. That was before a lot of the other groups have cleared Naxx, so again, yeah, just really impressive. Good for them. Looks like one guy died on Lothab, we'll see how. The main tank, oh no. So second on threat is Broxy, it looks like. He's just not getting topped off enough. He got hit for like 3k, another 2k heal. Just not ever getting nearly topped to full, and he died. So now Broxy's on it. Looks like he's pretty chunky. So they're holding it together right now with not who they expected, and they did it. Oof, scary. Alright, so they are now on Saffron right now. Kind of curious to see how that'll go. We'll just see. Very impressive stuff from these guys throwing a follow, for sure. Alright, so yeah, rough times for some of these guys that maybe thought they'd have easier raids. Again, big shout out to the hardcore raid for where they're at. These guys are setting up for Saffron now, so they're pre-popping some potions. I'd recommend using both a Shadow and Frostpot here. Taking the screenshot, gotta love it. Always great to take the throne room shot after. One of the great moments of Naxx. Okay, so we are seeing a new Saffron real soon here. We know how it goes, not super complicated. Tank and spank in some ways and just healing the raid. Alright, so they're just making sure they know this fight. Got a lot of people logged out. I think that means some people still have buffs. I'm not too sure on that though. They're like calling it. Yeah, they blasted through 3 wings. They just can't do Death Knight Wing. It's fascinating. Should have watched the guide, boys. All I can say. Maybe I'll do some more Four Horsemen discussion in detail. My guides are still pretty rough, so. Laddie's going in kind of early. A bunch of people are still logged off. Hopefully they're going to be able to get full pally buffs and stuff. Like this pull timer I think is a little bit off. Maybe it's good. Kind of scary. We'll see how this goes. Okay, there it is. Tank died on the opener. Is that what just happened? Admittedly, I was slightly distracted. Not looking good. Not how they wanted to be doing this. So 2 deaths so far. Boss is kind of mispositioned. Hopefully the ult. Laddie died. Looking like a wipe, boys.
You need to try and build threat, or like figure out whoever has threat, and then you need to just try.
It's a wipe, for sure. Rip. I think that's gonna do it for me. This is definitely a wipe. We'll just watch how it falls apart here after they get back down. Tons of people died. And yeah, wipe. So, GG's. Was fun talking about Naxx this first day. Again, it all comes down to prep. Some of these guys were just so much more ready than others. So, unfortunately.